difficult than it's difficulter. Difficulter.
It's more difficult.
It's more difficult learn Portuguese than English, but I I don't know.
Eu falo portunhol, eu falo portunhol.
Oh, eu falo português, estou aprendendo inglês.
No, I'm just
Eu,
joking. I don't know. I don't speak portunhol either. I speak just Spanish, Español.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't like Espanol.
Really?
Yes, I don't like. I want to learn other language
Uh-huh.
after 10 years, but I want to learn Japanese.
Japanese, huh? That's a very good language to
Yes,
learn. Yeah, it's a very exciting language. A lot of
I
culture in
think
that
it's
language also.
difficult.
It is difficult.
Yeah, very, very difficult. I don't know what I will do, but yeah, I will try.
Of
I
course, if you
think,
try. Yeah.
yes, maybe before I dead, I will learn.
Oh, sure, absolutely. You have a long time. You have a long time. You can learn a lot of this stuff, Roger. That's great.
Yeah, one
Um,
day, who know?
yeah, yeah. We just have to just keep the hope alive, right? Practice and try your best, and you can succeed. Uh, hey, Amr, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you too.
Good. How's life in Jordan today?
It's somehow cold.
Really?
Yeah, the winter's beginning.
Yeah, right. It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Winter's right around the corner, absolutely. And let's see, I believe. Oh, Eugenie. Hey, Eugenie, how's it going?
Hello, teacher. Nice to see you. I'm fine. How are you?
Nice to see you as well. I think you changed your picture, right?
Yes, I changed my picture, and actually, it's winter is already here in Russia because it's snowing right now, and I can see how cars just crawling because of the not not all not all motorists changed their
Uh-huh.
tires.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, guys. I mean, Russia, I think, is an extreme example of winter on one end, and in the United States today also. I'm in California, so God bless California. We have no snow, right? But in New York, for example, in the eastern part of the United States, we have seen a lot of snow today. Um, and it caused a lot of problems because today is actually it's a holiday here in the United States. So
Hmm.
we have a lot of people who are traveling back to their families or to their friends, and the airports have been disaster zones today because of the delays and things like that. So
Hmm.
many people are stuck, unfortunately, in airports. But I guess there's nothing we can do, right? You have to be patient about those situations. Um, but yeah, how cold is it there in Russia now, right now, Eugenie?
I don't know. It's not really cold. Maybe 2 degrees below
Two
zero.
degrees. 2 degrees is 2 degrees below zero.
S Sub-zero.
Two sub zero. Two below zero or
Sub-zero.
two sub
Yeah.
zero. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of those work. So we can say two sub zero, or we can say two below zero. I think in the United States we use more the below zero.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. And how cold is it in Jordan, Amr?
Yeah. It it's about 12 degrees Celsius.
12 degrees Celsius. So I think that's summer weather for you, Eugenie, right?
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
in yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Uh, 12 is pretty cold, actually. 12 is chilly. I have seen the lowest temperature I saw, actually, guys, in the United States was, I think maybe 15 or 20 sub-zero was the lowest I've seen. But I know it gets a lot colder, especially in Russia. So it's awesome, guys. Thank you for joining. Jose, how's it going with you, man?
Hello, Farhan, classmates, and viewers from all over the world. How you doing?
Good, good. Everyone's doing well, I think. Jose, how's life in Lima?
Everything's okay. We're in spring. We don't have those temperatures below zero. and well, at least in the city and in the coast. Some places we have those temperatures, but there are not many people in those places.
Hmm.
Yeah, but here I think we are lucky enough to to not deal with that. We
That's
don't have
awesome.
yeah, but the humidity, yes, that's very high here.
Yeah, no, you guys are getting the warmer weather now, so awesome. Both Roger and Jose are in the southern hemisphere, so you guys are looking at the spring. We are looking at the winter, unfortunately. So,
Uh,
um, good for
yeah,
you guys. Yeah.
yeah, and we have Papa Noel in summer
Yeah.
here with those heavy clothes.
Papa Noel, yeah, in the summer, the guy walks around and he's trying
Yeah,
to give
with
gifts. Right?
heavy coats. Could you imagine Papa Noel in summer
I cannot
with
believe
that
it.
clothes?
I cannot believe it. For me, in my mind, Christmas is always snow. Christmas is always winter, in my mind.
Yeah,
Papai
yeah,
Noel
cold.
don't arrive here.
It's too far away. It's too warm. Papa Noel does not come to Basi.
Yeah, Papai Noel likes a place that's cold. Here is very very hot. He doesn't like.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I've seen pictures of Australian people playing with Santa Claus in the sun or in the sand on the beach. Not happening, guys. Not happening. To me, that's impossible. I cannot imagine that even. So, yeah, guys, well, welcome to class. Today we're going to be looking at a few different things. First of all, we're going to be talking about articles, right? And articles are these words that we use in English very commonly, right? There are three of them. We use the word the, we use the word a, and we use the word an, right? A, and the. And we use them very, very regularly, especially the. We use a lot in English conversation, right? So we're going to take a quick look to see how we use these words in English, what the differences are, and then we are going to be reviewing our article for today is actually going to focus on the tallest building in the United States that has just been built, One World Trade Center. It is on the former, it was built on the area that the former World Trade Center towers were located. So, of course, everybody knows September 11, 2001, terrorist attack, the old World Trade Center was destroyed, and now the new One World Trade Center has been built, and it's the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, actually. So I think the only things that are taller are the building in Dubai, Burj Al Arab, I think Burj Dubai, maybe I think is the name of it,
Burj
and
Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa. Yeah, Amr knows it. So Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest, and I think there may be one or two other ones in Asia. I think in Taiwan or in China that are maybe a little bit taller. So let us take a look, guys, at articles. Any questions before we start, guys?
Nope.
All set to go? Awesome, fantastic. Give me some thumbs up, guys, even though I can't see anybody, except for Hojer. So, all right, guys, let's get started. So when we look at articles, guys, right, articles in English, there are these three examples. We have the, a, and an, right? When we use the in English, right, really think about it as we are using the before general nouns, before really any noun that is understood by anybody, right? So we're being very general. We're not being specific, right? The book, the cat, the car, the dog, the phone, the computer, whatever you want to say, right? I can't think of any real noun that we cannot put in front, that we cannot put the in front of, right? So you can say, I gave my mother the letter. I was talking to the man on the street, right? The man, the street. Once somebody hears those words, there's really no question in his or her mind, right? The man, the street, whatever, the letter, the book, whatever. We can all visualize it. We can all understand these words in our minds, right? Something very general, something very easily understood by everybody, right? So that's how we use the. Later, when we look at the word a and an, the difference with those words is that they actually focus on specific nouns, not these general nouns, right? The focuses on something that's very general and understood by everybody. Then we also have a very specific formula for when we use the in sentences, when we use the in the English language, right? The first type is when we are talking about classes of people, classes in society, right? We talk about socioeconomic division, right? Socioeconomic divisions, or socioeconomic classes. We can talk about people, classes of people using the rich, the poor, the old, the young, the political, the apolitical, right? Somebody who is apolitical is not political, right? In politics, we hear the left, the right, all the time. The Democrats, the Republicans, different political parties. So we can group people using the word the, right? Classes of people. Now the next group that we use the word the is really when we think of geography, okay? So when you think the and you want to think of specifics, think always of geography, right? You look at a map of the world and it's full of things that we use with the word the, right? So first of all, any ocean. When we talk about an ocean, we always use the word the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, right? Always we use the word the. When we look at specific mountain ranges, right? The Andes Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, the Swiss Alps, all of these mountain ranges in the world, we use the word the, right? When we look at rivers, the Amazon River, the Nile River, the Volga River, whatever other river there is, the Jordan River. I'm trying to get something from all of you guys as countries, right? And all from all these examples, we use the word the. The only exception, guys, is lakes. For lakes, we don't say the Lake Baikal, for example, in Russia. We say just Lake Baikal, right? Or Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario. All of these lakes that are in the between the United States and Canada, right? What else, guys? Before I move on, any questions, guys, on what I said so far?
Nope.
Make sense? Okay.
Yes.
Great, guys, great. Another type of use of the is when we are talking about geographical areas like forests and deserts, right? So we can say, for example, the Sahara Desert in Africa, right? Or we can say the Black Forest in Germany, the Amazon rainforest in Brazil, and also in Peru, right? So these are all different types of examples, right? When we are talking about islands, the Hawaiian Islands, right? The Hawaiian Islands. When we are saying the formal names of countries, okay? The United States of America, the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, the Federal Republic of Brazil, the Russian Federation, right? The Republic of Peru, right? Completely full official names of the countries. We use the word the, right? Some countries, guys, there's an exception. Some countries we always use the, even though the word might be used by itself. So the Netherlands, right? The United Kingdom, right? The Philippines. We never say I went to Philippines. We always say I went to the Philippines. Or, for example, Typhoon Haiyan affected the Philippines, right? So for some countries we have an exception. And then last but not least, guys, talking about geography, right? Those imaginary lines that are on the globe, the equator that goes around the middle of the Earth, right? The Tropic of Cancer that goes north of the equator, the Tropic of Capricorn that goes south of the equator, right? The international date line between Russia and Alaska, right? All of these types, guys, are what we call are these imaginary lines, these areas in geography. We use the word the, right? Any questions on any of that, guys? I know it was a lot, guys. It was a lot, but mainly I was thinking geography. Geography is the big one, and when we look at socioeconomic classes, that's another one, right? Okay, so Eugenie is good. Amer and Jose, and you guys are all okay?
Yes.
Awesome, guys. Roger, everything's good? Thumbs up?
Yes.
All right, man. All right, thanks. And we have somebody new, actually. Ron Yere, how's it going?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Good. I think you were in my class maybe a long time ago, Raniere. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Uh-huh. I remember your name. Where are you from again, Raniere? I'm sorry to have forgotten.
I'm from Brazil.
From Brazil. Awesome. We have another person from Brazil here. We have Roger in the class as well. Raniere, tudo beleza?
Tudo beleza.
Tudo beleza. Muito bom, muito bom. That's the only, I can only say that, Rania. I don't know anything else. So I don't speak Portuguese. But okay. Welcome to class. Welcome to class, Rania. We just finished the first part talking about the word the. So we can catch up if you have any questions after that. So let's focus on the words a and an as well, guys, and then we will jump into the article and try to see if we can practice some stuff, right? So with the word a, guys, right, the word a. When we are looking at the word a, we are talking about a specific noun, right? A specific noun that we want to talk about. So let's say you're on the street and you talk to a man, and then you come back home and you tell your mother, so I was talking to, for example, a man on the street. I was talking to a man on the street, or a guy came up to me and said, a lady came up to me and said. Now you're talking about specifics, right? It's not just the man. The man is just any guy, right? Any dude on the street is the man, right? You're talking about a guy, a specific person, right? So this is where the difference is. Specificity is now crazy. Specificity is now what we are focusing on, right? I was reading a book. What book, right? The first question is what book? I was reading a book. So it's specific. When you use a, you're talking about a specific thing, a specific person, a specific book, a specific noun, right? And then an is really the same idea, except we use an for words that begin with a vowel, right? That's the only difference. So a we use, for example, a book, a car, or whatever, right? And we use for any words that begin with vowels, and specifically there is one exception. So the vowels in English are A, E, I, and O, A, E, I, O, and U, right? The one letter that is an exception sometimes is the letter U, right? So sometimes we have the letter U, and we use a, for example, a university, right? A university. Sometimes we use an. We say, for example, an umbrella, right? What's the difference? Why do we use one versus the other? When you look at the word that begins with U, you have to pronounce that word, right? So let's say for the word university, sorry guys, my friends are crazy. They're in the other room. Whenever we say the word university, right, we are making the word university, we are pronouncing university. The sound is a U sound. Whenever we have a U sound, we use the word a. So a university, a unicorn, a uniform, right? All of these words, so uniform, unicorn, right? University, right? They all have that U sound at the beginning, right? If a word that starts with U doesn't have that U sound, then we use an, right? So the word umbrella, what's the first sound? It's an ah sound, not a U sound like university. It's just an ah sound. Umbrella, right? As a result, we use an. So an umbrella, an umpire. In baseball, we have umpires, right? So I was listening, or I was watching a game, and I saw an umpire make a bad call, right? The umpire was unfair, whatever. I saw an unfair umpire, right? So those are examples. Unfair is another one. It has an ah sound. Something is an unfair action, right? So, any questions about any of that, guys?
No.
All right, makes sense, guys. I think Roger and Ranier, are you guys okay?
Yes.
Ranier? Okay, sweet,
Yes.
guys. Sweet, fantastic. So, let me, guys, just ask you guys a quick question to get us thinking about this class, right? And we're talking about the World Trade Center. And when we think about tall buildings, right, the One World Trade Center is now America's tallest building, right, and the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, right? Are you guys inspired by things like tall buildings? Like if somebody tells you, "Wow, this is the world's biggest bridge or tallest building or biggest stadium," right? Does that kind of stuff inspire you guys? The biggest, the tallest, the fastest, right? What do you guys think of those kind of records? Is it inspiring? Does it make you excited to maybe visit those locations? What do you guys think? Let's start with Amr on the left. Amr.
Okay, for me and for architectural s- buildings or something like this, no.
Hmm.
But when you said that the fastest computer, the fastest mobile phone, maybe yes.
Really?
But for the buildings and bridges, no, no. They do not inspire me.
They do not inspire you. So for you, it's all about technology, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's awesome. People are like that. I love technology as well, but I think I'm actually a little different, Amir, because I love the tall and the big stuff too. You
Hmm.
know. What about you, Eugenie? What about you?
I definitely inspired by this.
Uh-huh. What specifically? Is it the tallest, the fastest, the biggest, the
Uh,
busiest? What kinds of things?
I know there's a longest bridge in China and the highest bridge in France. That's really beautiful and exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So those are great. I mean, people actually they decide to visit these locations, right? When they are traveling, for example. Yeah, so definitely, it definitely kind of inspires people to do that, I think. Jose, what about you, man? Are you inspired by any of this stuff?
Well, looks amazing. Of course, I'm inspired. And sometimes I can see some documentaries how they build these buildings. Therefore, the process is. I think I'm more inspired with that, with the process, the challenging, how challenging it has been, and not about the process, and of course the results as well. But I love the documentaries when they show us how it's been built. For example, in my country we have the longest wave in the world, but
Mm-hmm.
we never made any effort to get that. It's only because the nature decided to give up to give us that gift to
Mm-hmm.
have the long. And some tourists come to surf in this way, but it's not that we had to construct or to build something. It's only about the nature. But in these cases, it's about the effort of the people.
Absolutely, which can be very inspiring, right? I mean, things from history, like when we read about the Great Wall of China, right? It's very inspiring stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it had to. It was made not only for one emperor, but many of them. It takes some centuries, I think,
Yeah,
to accomplish the task, the entire task,
yeah,
to build
absolutely.
that long wall.
What they did was the people who died building it, they just built over them. They just buried them in the wall and they put more bricks on top.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was only in capitalism. In
No,
communism, was the same.
communism. Well, back then there was nothing, right? It's now capitalism, no communism. But yeah, they had no time. So if you died building the Great Wall, they just buried you in the wall. They just built over you.
Oh yeah, I heard that from the pyramids as well.
Yeah, with the
So they
pyramids.
never
Yeah,
stopped the construction.
no, no, they didn't care. It's there's a job. We have to finish the job.
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, Hojer, what about you, man? Are you inspired by tall buildings, fastest, biggest, strongest, all this stuff?
No, I think the same thing that Emmer Emmer said because I like technology and fast computer and mobile phones. Uh, it's for me it's better than buildings. I don't know anything about buildings, so I like technology, big softwares too. I like it.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, because I study. I am studying to be software engineer, and so I like this and softwares are actually are bigger. Um, I think This is
Nice, nice. That's
depend
awesome.
depend of the software too. We have
Yeah,
a small software,
yeah.
but
Do you like Macs or PCs? Are you a Windows guy or are you a Mac guy?
I have Windows because here in Brazil is it's cheaper than Mac.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I heard Brazil. So many people I know from Brazil have told me Macs are the most expensive Macs in the world are in Brazil.
Yes, actually here everything is most expensive.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
For example, PlayStation 4. Uh, I I heard in United States,
Yeah,
$400.
yeah, 400. Yeah.
Here it's 4,000 reais.
Mm-hmm.
$2,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yes, very very ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. Uh, the tax is very 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 very
Very high. Yeah.
very high.
Yeah.
But
Well,
if you want to buy, we need go to United States and come back.
yeah, it's gonna be cheaper.
Yes,
The ticket,
yeah.
and buying it. Yeah.
We buy a ticket to go to United States, buy and come back to Brazil. It's cheaper than buy here.
Wow. Wow. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Uh, what about?
Um,
Oh yeah, go ahead, Hajar. I'm sorry.
iPhone, the new iPhone, I think is 5S. I don't know.
5C, 5S, they got
But
all of them. Yeah.
yes, here in Brazil, I was looking and cost 2000 and oh sorry and 600
Hmm.
and I was in United States because I think uh, it starts in uh, $100.
Yeah, I don't know about the 5S, but I know that the phones, if you get the plan with the telephone company, then yeah, they're very cheap, like 100, 150. If you just buy the phone, the most expensive I've seen is the unlocked version is maybe like 650, $700 maximum, you know? So yeah, it's
That's
and I live just 10 minutes from Apple headquarters.
whoa.
Yeah,
I
Apple
want
headquarters is just
no.
10 minutes away. When you enter the city, everything is Apple. Cupertino, California, I mean, everything is Apple, you know. It's a very
I
beautiful
have
city.
I have a Samsung here.
Samsung
I
Galaxy, uh-huh.
yes, I I bought made I think 1 year. I I paid 600
Yeah,
and it isn't good.
it's not that
I,
good.
I just used to call and to receive call. Sometimes I use some app, app, apps,
Yeah,
apps,
applications,
some
apps,
apps.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
uh, but no, I used to play some games and WhatsApp, Zelo,
Things
Facebook.
like that. Yeah, everyone uses those things. Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. There are a lot of differences in terms of pricing in Brazil and the
Yes.
U.S. Yeah. What about Ron? You're right. What about you, man? What are you inspired by these different kinds of buildings and fastest, largest, tallest kinds of things?
Well, tallest, no, I'm not into it, but the fastest, yes, I love it. Especially when it comes to technology,
Uh-huh.
and especially when it comes to speed. I mean,
Ah,
the fastest airplane. I love this. And the faster, yes, the fastest. Uh, I think it is. I, in my opinion, the tallest, or I mean, if the tallest, I think they would have to take the tallest with a lot of technology to make it better or to make it, I don't know, faster. Maybe the great bridges. I think
Sure.
they should put technology to make it better. Yes, in my opinion.
So you guys, a lot of you guys love technology. I mean, we got Amr, we had Eugenie, I think, was inspired by all of them, which is good. Amr and Hojer and also Raniera, you guys all are saying that we are using, you guys are excited by the technical stuff, right? So it's good. It's good. I think there's actually a lot of value in that as well. And there is a lot of technology that goes into these buildings, Raniera. So absolutely, it's one of those things that we can work on learning about as well. So here, guys, is the article. I wanted to just look at the brief overview. I'm not going to discuss everything in the article because it's going to be too much time. But so the One World Trade Center is now set to become the tallest building in the United States. It has a lot of emotional significance for Americans because it is being built on the site of the old World Trade Center, which was destroyed in 2001. So, now, so let's start this article. It says, New York City has needled out Chicago for the title of America's tallest building. So needled out in this case is saying, they're saying just by a needle, a very small margin, they have now defeated Chicago. Chicago had the United States tallest building, and now it's in New York City, right? So One World Trade Center in New York will be the United States tallest building when completed, beating out Chicago's Willis Tower, according to an announcement Tuesday by the Council on Tall Buildings and Urban Habitat. The main issue was whether a 408-foot needle atop the One World Trade Center would be counted in the total height of the tower, right? We're going to skip this paragraph, guys. It doesn't really matter. One World Trade Center, one center's height to its architectural top is 1,776 feet, which is 541.3 meters. The Willis Tower, which is the next tallest, is 1,451 feet. So this one is taller by about 300 feet, right? And the reason why, guys, that this One World Trade Center, the height is 1,776 feet, is because the United States became independent in the year 1776. So that's the reason why they decided to choose 1,776. And I want to, they're only talking about the needle here in this article, guys. So upon completion, which is expected in early 2014, the New York skyscraper is expected to rank as the world's third tallest building, actually, after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai and the Mecca Royal Clock Tower in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. So the other two towers are both in the Middle East, right? And this third one, the United States' tallest tower, is actually going to be number 3 when it's completed, right? So I wanted to see if you guys would be interested. Do you guys have any questions about that? First of all, the fact that the One World Trade Center is now the U.S.'s tallest building. I want to show you guys some pictures. That's the main thing. Do you guys have any questions before I do that?
No.
Well,
Everything's good? Okay. So let's see here if we see in this example, right? I don't know if they even show it to us, but okay, so number 1 right now, this is the Burj Khalifa, right? Look at this building, right? Looks like a needle, just like up it from the sky. Like, I don't know how they built this thing, but it just goes completely up to the top. There's like this point, just a needle at the top, right? And this thing is crazy. 2,717 feet tall, 828 meters. Right? Can you imagine that? This is more than 1,000 feet taller. No, almost 1,000 feet taller than the America's tallest building. Right? Incredible. I mean, why do you think they built this, guys?
I
Dubai,
don't know.
Dubai tries to make uh, a good place for investments, such as tourists and trading. I have been there before, but I was in Dubai Mall. It's beside Burj Khalifa,
Mm-hmm.
and you will see a lot of people from all the world there. So I think it's an investment
Hmm.
to
It's a
have
way to attract people. You're saying, am I right? I think.
yeah, a lot of people is inspire a lot of people are inspired by the tallest buildings and yes.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. Am I right? I mean, but don't don't you guys think this is too much? I mean, does it really need to be 1,000 feet taller than the normal size building? Right? I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little excessive because the building this thing and now you have to like, I don't know, maintain it and now there's a race, right? What's going to happen? The world's tallest building. Oh my God, China. Oh my God, Russia. You know, I mean, people are just going to be it's a competition, right? Is there a use to building such a tall building? I mean, can't there be other ways to attract people? Like maybe build the world's largest um, I don't know, facility for something, right? Not necessarily the tallest, but maybe something else like that, right? What do you guys think? Like, Eugenie, what do you think about this example? About this building in general?
I like this building. It's really huge. Nice for skydiving, I guess.
Nice for skydiving. Wow. Would you want to skydive from the top of that, Eugenie? I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah,
kind of scary,
yeah.
right? There's a lot going on. I don't know. In my personal opinion, I think this is a little too excessive, but I'll let you guys decide about this one. What about the rest of you guys? Any ideas on this is the world's tallest now? I mean, was it a good idea, bad idea? We heard from Amr and Eugenie. What about the others? Actually can't see you guys yet, so let me jump back. Oh, we got Jose, we got Roger, and we got Ranieri. What do you guys think?
I think it has to do with status, maybe, to
With
be on
status?
the to be on the top 10 highest list
Mm-hmm.
of owning a high skyscraper, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's gonna be two or three buildings. There are gonna be two buildings of
Mm-hmm.
these new buildings that they're building in US.
I think it's just going to be one. It's just one big building.
Only one. Okay.
Yeah, so the before we had two,
Yeah,
right? Let me actually One
yeah.
World
We
Trade
had.
Center. Let me find out some pictures of this one,
I
guys.
heard that some different versions that they try to build two, three, up to four buildings.
Oh, really?
They want to build.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Seems like it's gonna just be this one guy though,
And one.
right? It seems like it's just gonna be this one tall building here. It looks like this.
Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
heard it's gonna be. This is one out of two or one out of three or one out of four. Don't remember.
Really, I have no idea, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
But this one single
Yeah.
building is good enough.
Yeah, I know, and it's huge because the way they're designing it. I mean, this is a really nice photo actually, taken on a very nice day in New York City, which I guess summer days are nice sometimes. But let's see this one right here. You know, you see the New York skyline in the background, right? It's not that good a picture, but you see this building really stands out, right, among all the surrounding buildings. I mean, it's a very, very tall building as well. So very interesting, very interesting. I'm surprised it's going to be the largest building outside the Middle East, you know? Middle Easterners are going crazy with building these buildings, right? Number one is in the Middle East. Number two is in Saudi Arabia, so this one right here, this huge clock tower. I personally think this building is a disaster because because seriously, the focus, all Muslims, you know, I'm a Muslim, the focus of this city is this, okay? Not this monstrosity, not this garbage, right? The focus is right here.
Yeah.
And making this Big Ben, London skyscraper in the middle of the desert, I think it was a horrible idea, but who listens to me, right? I mean, it's just, this is the focus right here. This is the holy area, but they made this massive building. So this is number two. Any thoughts about this one, guys? I think it looks out of place. I mean, take a look at this thing. I think it just looks out of place.
Oh yeah. Surely someone has not planned it very well.
I mean, this is the most expensive real estate, among the most expensive real estate in the world. You know, this area surrounding this mosque, right, is one of the most expensive areas in the world, and they are just building like animals here. You know, this was used to be just flat land, right? Now there are hotels and restaurants and everything, and this huge clock tower. I mean, people have iPhones. We don't need to see the time, on a clock anymore. That's I don't understand why they made this. I would love to talk to.
Why copy the design? What has to do with Lamek?
Yeah, it does. I have no idea. I think it was a disaster. I mean, I can understand these hotels. Maybe these are hotels up to this level, right? This is okay. But then you build this additional huge segment, right? There's actually there's a phrase in Arabic that is very interesting. Muslims actually believe that the Muslim prophet Muhammad, he said that one of the signs of the apocalypse, one of the signs of the last day, is that the Arabs will be competing in the construction of tall buildings, right? And when you
What?
look at this is exactly. I mean, as a Muslim, I'm saying this is exactly what we have heard from our prophet. The Arabs are competing in the construction of tall buildings. Number one and two are both in Arab countries. So
And
I
with
don't
that
know,
design,
guys.
surely it's an apocalypse.
Well, not to make you guys afraid, but when I saw that in the history books and I saw what's going on in front of my eyes, I said to myself, "Wow, that is kind of crazy," that it's actually happening in front of my eyes. Um, anyway, so this we don't really care about. I just don't like to look at this building, guys. So let's move on to number 3. Um, Taipei 101, Taiwan. Now this thing, look at the architecture of this building, right? I think it's really cool. And it's in Asia as well. What do you guys think about this building?
I can see that design has to do with. I can see that design in many Chinese, many. Don't know if all the Asians, but in Chinese constructions, I can see that design.
Yeah, right. So there's the kind of scaffolding design, this design that we see here, multiple floors, right? It has a little bit of that Chinese influence, right? Um, Very fascinating in that sense, that they have all these floors and built like this. And it seems like maybe they're adding another thing to the back. I don't know why they have this red in the back. Maybe just construction of some kind or something like that. Um, what about the rest of you guys? I haven't heard from you guys for a little bit. Raniere, what do you guys think about this? Or Amr or Eugenie? Go ahead, guys.
It is not straight. It has
It's not
some
straight. Uh-huh.
I think I'm not from the picture. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. It seems like maybe it's a little curved, right? Maybe it has some design that allows it to be at a slant or at an angle, right? Which is really cool, actually, if they were able to do that. What about you, Eugenie? Do you like this design, or is it a little different?
I don't know. I can say that I like it. There's something wrong with it. I can understand what.
Really? So there's something you see, but you don't know what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of those little things. Yeah. Ron, what do you think about this one?
Well, nothing special. I don't
Nothing
think
special,
there's.
huh?
Yes, I think that people today I think they should build construct buildings. I think more in a creative way, not just to build like some people are building today. I
Mm-hmm.
think I think buildings they need to have a purpose for something. But seems
Mm-hmm.
that people are just building with no purpose at all. It's
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
the last building the that you showed to us, the second building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This
the
one right
third.
here,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, yes. There is no purpose. Yes, if there is a good, really good purpose, okay, let's build it. Build it. But for me, it has to be a purpose to be useful. If there is no purpose, it is useless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I completely agree, Raniere. But I also really liked. I hadn't noticed the picture you guys sent actually, or actually the text that you wrote, Raniere. You wrote ostentation. Well, what? That's a great word to use in this discussion. What does ostentation mean, and why did you use that word, Raniere? If you don't mind sharing.
And I use this word because it seems that, in my opinion, ostentation is, and there's a lot of definitions, but in this case, there is no purpose. So they just want to build these buildings to show people what they are capable of, or in the case of Middle East, because they are a super oil power. I mean, I think they just want to show to the world that now they are rich people. They have a lot of, they have a strong economy. So I think here is a way to uh, to show to the world of what they're capable of. This is the ostentation, their ostentation.
100% agree with Render. I was shaking my head because I was agreeing so much with you. When I was in Dubai recently, I saw this building and it's so superficial. I mean, Dubai's building, okay, Dubai actually has some culture, right? Because it has the world's largest mall, Amr said that you went there, Amr, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The mall in Dubai.
Yeah, I went to Dubai Mall.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a nice culture there. There's activity, there's investment, there are international people, right? But for that second example, right, with that religious building, I mean, the only times that building is really full is one time in the year when there's a big pilgrimage, the religious pilgrimage, yearly pilgrimage. That's when a lot of people visit that city, right? And then to build this clock tower thing, and with all the with all the religious people, we know about this phrase that the Arabs are constructing tall buildings. This is a sign of the apocalypse, right? I mean, it just adds a sense of like, what is going on? It's a big question mark in our minds, right? What is the Middle East actually focusing on, right? I mean, is it this superficial? We are the best. We now have money. We have blah 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 blah. Or is there really just is there a sense of design and purpose behind what they're doing, right? And I don't know the answer to that question, honestly. I don't think anybody knows. Maybe the Arabs don't even know because they are still saying, Bahrain and Kuwait, the other countries, we will build another one even taller. So it's just getting out of control, I think. Amr, also, thank you so much for sharing the better picture of the Taipei 101. It's actually a very nice picture if you guys haven't seen it yet. Um, uh, at night, actually, so it's a much nicer image. Right. I wanted to stop there, guys. So we see the One World Trade Center. We see these examples of the world's tallest buildings, right? The tallest buildings in the world. And I wanted to ask you guys, if at first, actually, could you guys share with me just some personal stories, like what is the tallest building in your country, or what is the tallest building that you have been to yourself, or a really amazing architecture that really inspired you? Maybe not tall, um, maybe not even architecture. Let's just tell me about what has inspired you. It could be the best, the fastest, the tallest, the sexiest, whatever you want. I'm gonna let you guys take the ball on this one. So Ron, let's start with you. What's the thing that has inspired you the most? It can be a building. It can be anything you want to talk about.
Well, as far as the most, I mean,
You can think about architecture or software, technology. For example, some people might really like the fastest, aircraft in the world right now. There are jets that are supersonic jets, or whatever the case might be. What is something that has inspired you the most?
uh, well, well, in my case, what inspires me the most is the universe, like because we don't know how it was constructed. Religions say these things, whatever, but we will never know for sure what is out there in the universe, how things work. Actually, we have our technology because actually it is just a, how can I say this? Yes, we have our iPhones, we have technology because it is just, it is something that is out there in the universe. We actually just mimic what there is out there in the universe.
Hmm.
And that inspires me.
That's awesome. That's such an awesome answer to my question, man. I was expecting something like, oh, maybe the world's longest bridge or something. No, but that's awesome. The universe inspires you, right? So we can always aim for something better and bigger and more amazing because it's out there, you know? I really like that idea. And now we're doing so much space exploration too, right? So we have this idea of we are beginning to understand what is actually out there. So hopefully it's even more inspiring for you, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about Hojo? What about you? What inspires you? Just if you could name one thing that has really changed your life, what would that be?
Google.
Google, really?
Yeah, yeah, because they did everything important for us. For example, we need to search something, just put there Google Maps and uh, everything that Google did. I
Hmm.
think for me is Google.
For you, it's Google. That's awesome. We'll come back to that, man. We'll come back to that. I like that. I think somebody else is going to talk about technology as well. I have an idea maybe in my mind. Jose, what about you? What is the one thing that has inspired you the most? It can be technology, buildings, tallest, fastest, whatever you want to talk about.
Well, many different things. I don't know. I was going to say something deep like universe and Google, but
Oh, Ron Ray, yeah, you guys stole
they did it
Jose's.
first.
Like,
Okay.
okay, yeah, go ahead.
But well, don't know. Maybe for example, oh, I can see there's some news about these new kind of airplanes, war airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
In US, you have the F-22 Raptor,
F-22 Raptor, yeah.
invisible airplane, and now Russia are gonna release their version, which is cheaper than US version, and they can get many many clients, many countries asking this airplane,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, Russia won't get involved in a war with U.S., but there are other countries that can get these airplanes, and maybe they're gonna be causing some troubles, or
Mm-hmm.
might feel brave because they have this new technology, this powerful
Sure,
technology.
sure, sure. Why not?
So
Absolutely.
it's a great technology, but it it will surely will cause many troubles in the world.
Yeah, the F-22 Raptor, right? And there's so many other. There's a stealth bomber out there right now. The United States is designing something that is supposed to be complete 100% stealth. So no
Yes.
radar, nowhere can catch it.
Oh yeah, that's a word still.
Stealth, yeah. And you mentioned Russia. Russia is also looking into great technology. China is also. So China,
Oh yes,
yeah. We made the F-22. I think
yes.
Russia made the Sukhoi something, and China is making another one.
Yeah, and as usual, China copying everything, their pirate version. And
Yeah.
I think that in Iran as well, they're trying to develop this kind of technology.
Hmm.
But the closer next airplane will be the Russian.
Yeah.
Is Sukhoi T-50, I think.
Sukhoi T-50, maybe, man, I have no idea. Russian technology is still extremely popular in many parts of the world. If you look at the one gun that has killed more people than any other gun, it's still the AK-47, the Kalashnikov, right? Russian military hardware, especially, is extremely popular because it works and it's not super expensive like the American military hardware.
Yeah, I think that's an important reason to buy some, or not to buy some, but to buy many Russian weapons because
Hmm.
of the cost, reliable and low expensive.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Eugenie, what about you? Has there been something that has really inspired you, technology-wise or architecture, buildings, anything like that?
Yes, I put a link in the chat. At a business center in Moscow. I was in Moscow at the beginning of this year. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a group of buildings that looks amazing.
Yeah, this is marvelous. What's this? What's this called? It's called Moscow City, or
Moscow City, yeah.
it's called Moscow City. And is it? They're just kind of business buildings, or are they
Yeah. Oh,
apartments?
there's offices, restaurants, many places.
Yeah. So this one actually has a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like these buildings have a purpose, right? Unlike the one we saw in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. I don't think it really has a purpose. That clock tower doesn't have a purpose for me, but maybe the other buildings do. But yeah, this is I really like this. We actually don't hear about many buildings in Russia, usually, unfortunately. We know the Moscow State University building, that huge building, the very very beautiful building.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that building before in the United States. Like even most people know about that, but I did not know about the Moscow City buildings. So it looks really nice. How many times have you been there, Eugenie?
I don't know, maybe 5 years.
Maybe 5 years ago, huh? Nice, nice, nice. Cool, awesome. And Amir, last but not least, I wanted to just ask you about something that has inspired you the most.
Maybe not the most, but when I have been in Dubai, the thing that I say wow when I saw it was the Dubai fountain.
Dubai Fountain.
Yeah, it was amazing. The first time I saw such a thing. I'm not interested in discovering such a things, but when I was there in Dubai Mall and my relative said, "Come, I will show something." When
Mm-hmm.
the show started, I said, "Wow, it was amazing." A lot of
Yeah.
people was there taking videos to that event.
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look at something. Wow, that is really nice, right?
Yeah,
That's really nice. There's something like this in Las Vegas also, actually. When I saw that, the first thing I remembered was there's a building in Las Vegas that has all these fountains in front of it in a very similar design.
yeah. When you will be there, all the buildings are huge here. So the fountain also are huge.
Hmm. Everything is bigger in Dubai.
Yeah,
Bigger roads, bigger cars, bigger buildings, right?
yeah.
That's what it seems like. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Well, guys, I wanted to just ask, were there any questions about what we talked about today? We looked at articles. Specifically, we used a lot of the, right? So the tallest, the largest, whatever, to talk about kind of superlatives in this example, right? But in terms of the other stuff that we were looking at, the, a, or an, or some of these architecture things, technology things, did you guys have any other questions?
No.
No.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's super late in Brazil, man. Roger, you gotta get some rest, man. It's like, what, 3 o'clock there right now?
Yes, 3 o'clock. I
Man,
will sleep now.
yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta go to sleep, man. It was good seeing you
Yeah.
guys. And Jose, Eugenie, and Amir, if you guys are okay, let me know. Otherwise, if you have any questions, let
Uh,
me know as well.
I
No
am.
questions.
No questions,
Thank.
Eugenie?
No question. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Take care, guys. Have a good one then.
Okay,
Okay.
teacher.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Alrighty,
Bye.
Bye
guys.
bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Obrigado, obrigado a você. Ciao.
Obrigado. Ciao. Difficult than it's difficulter. Difficulter.
It's more difficult.
It's more difficult learn Portuguese than English, but I I don't know.
Eu falo portunhol. Eu falo portunhol.
Oh, eu falo português, estou aprendendo inglês.
No, I'm just
Eu
joking. I don't know. I don't speak portunhol either. I speak just Spanish. Español.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't like Espanol.
Really?
Yes, I don't like. I want to learn other language
Uh-huh.
after 10 years, but I want to learn Japanese.
Japanese, huh? That's a very good language to
Yes,
learn. Yeah. It's a very exciting language. A lot of
I
culture in
think
that
it's
language.
difficult.
It is difficult.
Yeah, very, very difficult. I don't know what I will do, but yeah, I will try.
Of
I
course, if you
think,
try. Yeah.
yes, maybe before I dead, I will learn.
Oh, sure, absolutely. You have a long time. You have a long time. You can learn a lot of this stuff, Roger. That's great.
Yeah, one
Um,
day, who know?
yeah, yeah. We just have to just keep the hope alive, right? Practice. It's too far away. It's too warm. Papa Noel does not come to Brazil.
Yeah, Papai Noel likes a place that's cold. Here is very, very hot. Uh, he doesn't like.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I've seen pictures of Australian people playing with Santa Claus in the sun or in the sand on the beach. Not happening, guys. Not happening. To me, that's impossible. I cannot imagine that even. So, yeah, guys, well, welcome to class. Today we're going to be looking at a few different things. First of all, we're going to be talking about articles, right? And articles are these words that we use in English very commonly, right? There are three of them. We use the word the, we use the word a, and we use the word an, right? A, and the. And we use them very, very regularly, especially the. We use a lot in English conversation, right? So we're going to take a quick look to see how we use these words in English, what the differences are, and then we are going to be reviewing our article for today is actually going to focus on the tallest building in the United States that has just been built, One World Trade Center. It is on the former, it was built on the area that the former World Trade Center towers were located. So, of course, everybody knows September have been disaster zones today because of the delays and things like that. So
Mhm.
many people are stuck, unfortunately, in airports. But I guess there's nothing we can do, right? You have to be patient about those situations. Um, but yeah, how cold is it there in Russia now, right now, Eugenie?
I don't know. It's not really cold. Maybe 2 degrees below
Two
zero.
degrees. 2 degrees is 2 degrees below zero.
Sub-zero.
Two sub-zero. Two
Two
below zero or
sub-zero.
two
Yeah.
sub-zero. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of those work. So we can say two sub-zero, or we can say two below zero. I think in the United States we use more the below zero.
Below zero.
Yeah. And how cold is it in Jordan, Amr?
Yeah, it it's about 12 degrees Celsius.
12 degrees Celsius. So I think that's summer weather for you, Eugenie, right?
Yeah,
Where?
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Uh, 12 is pretty cold, actually. 12 is chilly. Um, I have seen the lowest temperature I saw, actually, guys, in the United States was, I think maybe 15 or 20 sub-zero was the lowest I've seen. But I know it gets a lot colder, especially in Russia. So it's awesome, guys. Thank you for joining. Jose, how's it going with you, man?
Hello, Farhan, classmates, and viewers from all over the world. How you doing?
Good, good. Everyone's doing well, I think. Jose, how's life in Lima?
Everything's okay. We're in spring. We don't have those temperatures below zero. And well, at least in the city and in the coast. Some places we have those temperatures, but there are not many people in those places.
Hmm.
Yeah, but here I think we are lucky enough to to not deal with that. We
That's
don't have
awesome.
yeah, but the humidity, yes, that's very high here.
Yeah, no, you guys are getting the warmer weather now, so awesome. Both Roger and Jose are in the southern hemisphere, so you guys are looking at the spring. We are looking at the winter, unfortunately. So,
Uh,
um, good for
yeah,
you guys. Yeah.
yeah, and we have Papa Noel in summer
Yeah.
here with those heavy clothes.
Papa Noel, yeah, in the summer, the guy walks around and he's trying
Yeah,
to give
with
gifts to you.
heavy coats. Could you imagine Papa Noel in summer
I cannot
with
believe
that
it.
clothes?
I cannot believe it. For me, in my mind, Christmas is always snow. Christmas is always winter, in my mind.
Yeah,
Papai
yeah,
Noel
cold.
don't arrive here.
Practice and try your best, and you can succeed. Hey, Amr, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you too.
Good. How's life in Jordan today?
It's somehow cold.
Really?
Yeah, the winter's beginning.
Yeah, right. It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Winter's right around the corner, absolutely. And let's see, I believe. Oh, Eugenie. Hey, Eugenie, how's it going?
Hello, teacher. Nice to see you. I'm fine. How are you?
Nice to see you as well. I think you changed your picture, right?
Yes, I changed my picture, and actually, it's winter is already here in Russia because it's snowing right now, and I can see how cars just crawling because of the not not all not all motorists change their
Uh-huh.
tires.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, guys. I mean, Russia, I think, is an extreme example of winter on one end, and in the United States today also. I'm in California, so God bless California. We have no snow, right? But in New York, for example, in the eastern part of the United States, we have seen a lot of snow today. Um, and it caused a lot of problems because today is actually it's a holiday here in the United States. So
Hmm.
we have a lot of people who are traveling back to their families or to their friends, and the airports have been completely